Hey everyone, Mr. Armitage here, and in this video we're actually going to be looking at two things. Okay, first off is going to be the mean of a random variable or expected value of a random variable, and then second we will look at the standard deviation of a random variable. Discrete, both of them. Okay, so here we are. Here's our problem taken from our sapling. A deck of cards contains 52 cards, of which 4 are aces. Okay, you are offered the following wager. Draw one card at random from the deck. You win $10 if the card drawn is an ace. Otherwise, you lose $1. Okay. If you make this wager very many times, what will be the mean amount you win? Okay. So that, the word mean should tell us that we are looking at expected value. Okay. And if we see like how much would we expect, we know that that's the mean. Okay, they're more or less interchangeable vocabulary. And making the wager very many times just tells us that this is a law of large numbers situation. Okay, the actual amount that we win will not be possibly whatever we get for the mean, but over long enough, the amount that we actually win on average will be pretty close. You can ignore the dot there. Okay. So first off, we have two outcomes. Right? See here, we have an ace, or we have not an ace. Here we go. All right. So that's the outcome, or the outcome. Okay. Ace or not ace. Now we need to assign a number to these, and these numbers are the amounts of money we will get. So here we're talking about winning $10 if it's an ace. So we could call a random variable saying, how much are we winning? Okay, well, if we have an ace, we win $10. And if we get anything else, right, we simply lose $1, which means from our perspective, the amount that we win in this case is negative $1. After that, we need the probability of these events. So the probability of winning these certain amounts. Now, if you already know what a deck of cards is like, you know what these probabilities might be. But it does tell us here. We have 4 aces out of 52 cards. So I'm not going to simplify the fraction, but we can simply say the probability of getting an ace is 4 out of 52, which means the probability of getting not an ace, right? These are mutually exclusive events, so you cannot have a card that is both an ace and not an ace at the same time, which now means that out of 52, we have 48 cards that are not aces. Okay. So there we are. Now to find the expected value, or the mean, so the expected value of x, which is just the mean of x. Okay. We add together, right? We sum up every value of x, our random variable, multiplied by its probability. Okay. No division necessary. It's just straight multiplication. So what we have to do is here we go. We're going to have our $10 as the first amount. And that gets multiplied by its probability. 4 over 52. And then to that, we are adding the negative $1 with a probability of 48 out of 52. Now, at first, it might seem like a good deal because, right, we're only losing $1, but we're gaining 10, but the probabilities might show something different. So on our calculator, we can simply type that in as is. 10 times, we could just do the parentheses, 4 divided by 52. That's not a 4, that's a 4. 4 divided by 52 plus negative 1 times 48 divided by 52. When we hit enter, we get negative 0.154, or about 15 cents, right? $0.15. Which is here. Okay, so our expected value, the mean, is about 15 cents. So negative 15 cents, which means, because negative means that we are losing money, on average in the long run, we would lose 15 cents per term. I said we would do standard deviation, and to do that, we actually have a bit of a shortcut. Because doing it by hand the long way is not worth it. It's worth it to understand it, but not to do it. So in order to do that, we have to go, I'm going to use the 84 again. We go to, and then I'll use the N spire just so you can see. We press stat. Okay, now we're here. We want to edit the list. So that's already highlighted. We press enter. Okay, now I already have things in L1 and L2, which are my favorite lists to use. So I'm going to clear them. So I go up until the list name is highlighted, and I press clear. And notice how this changed at the bottom here, and then enter. That clears the list. Once again, I'm going to do that for L1. Notice I go up. It shows all these values here. I press clear and then enter. It's now clear. So in L1, I'm going to put my random variable. Okay, those. So we have a 10 and a negative 1. Can't see that. There we go. Now in L2 are the probabilities associated with those particular outcomes. Okay, so we have 4 divided by 52 for the 10. Okay, it converts it to decimal. That's just because that's what it does. Okay. And here, 48 divided by 52. Enter. There we go. So L1 and L2 have my random variable and its probabilities. Now, to be safe, I'm going to quit. So I'm going to press second, and then see above the mode button, it says quit. So I'm going to press that. Now I'm going to press stat again, and we're going to calc. So we're going to go to the right once. And now we want one variable statistics, one var stats. So that's number 1. Okay. For the list, we want it to be L1. For the frequency list, we want that to be L2. If it's something else, okay, anything else, and you put your numbers in L1 and L2, what we need to do then is tell it L1 and L2. In order to do that, you notice how above the numeric keys here, like above number 1, it has L1, and above 2, it has L2 in blue. So that means we're going to press the second key. It's like second functionality. And then we press number 1 to get L1. Now we can go to calculate and do some calculations. And now we see here this exact same number that we got for the mean beforehand. Okay. So X bar in the calculator is our mean, even though that we wrote mu on our paper, because that's what it is. Calculator is going to use X. Standard deviation is this right here, sigma x, lowercase sigma, Greek letter. Okay? So 2.93 is the standard deviation. So the amount that we actually win per turn will typically be $2.93 away from the mean value of negative 15 cents. Now to show you for the end spires, let me go grab one. Okay, now I have an end spire, TI end spire CX2. Go. Okay, first thing we're going to do is turn it on and go to the home screen. And I want to go to lists and spreadsheets here. Oops, there we go. Okay. Now, I don't like pressing the center because it's possible to move it around. It's very iffy. I'll use the arrow keys to move around. But then when I want to select something, I will simply press the enter button. Okay, now it looks like this. Okay, we're going to put in our values from before, right? 10 there, enter, -1, okay, enter, there we go. We have our random variable in column A. Now column B, okay, are our probabilities. So we'll do 4 divided by 52, enter. Notice it did reduce the fraction for us, but if we scroll back up, it still shows 4 out of 52. And now we have 48 divided by 52, enter. 12 out of 13, that makes sense, right? Add those two together, we get 13 out of 13, or 52 out of 52. Total probability. Now to get the one variable statistics, menu, we can press the down arrow to get to statistics, or we can simply press the number 4 because that is the number in front of it. Stat calculations, number 1. One variable statistics, okay, that's also number 1. It's going to ask how many lists we want to do this on. We want to do it on just a single list, so we're going to leave it as 1. Just press enter. Now the things that we need to change here are the columns. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So now our X1 list, those are the values of our random variable. So we need to tell that that's column A. But we can't just put an A there. We need to tell column A, not variable A or the letter A. So to tell it the column, we have to put square brackets after it, which are in the gray above this button right here. Okay. So we press Control and then that. And now we have column A. Frequency list, likewise, we need to put column B. There we go. First result column would be where we want to put our results, and we can simply leave this as column C because we don't have anything in column C. So now I'll press enter. Okay, so now it has it all printed here. So we see X bar, negative 0.1538. Hey, that's what we got over here. So that, great, it works. Okay. And we need to scroll down a little bit to get the standard deviation, right? Sigma X, right here. Okay, there it is, 2.93, 2.93, right? Just the same. The advantage of using the N-spire over the 84, even though the 84 is easier to get to the features, the N-spire, we can change these values, right? We can add values, we can delete them, we can modify them, and it will automatically update all of these values for us. It's literally a spreadsheet. We just treat it like a list. Right? I hope that helped you in this calculation. See you later.